All right, it's back to this little project, and we are finally got enough XP out of the Isle of Dread to move on to Lamordia. I only stopped at 1500 kills, but there are just so many to get out there that it took me that long to get this. So I apologize for the delays, but here is Lamordia. As in previous editions, I did a run through for no XP on a level 30 to get the clearing quest out of the way. I don't really like the fact that these quests have that. Like, hey, you get access. But then again, I think that these quests should be free, or these areas should be free.
I was a street rat, down on her luck like everyone else. Then I met Viktra and we got on like a house afire. We had quite the time. Until that day.
One is right outside the door of the quest.
Then, well, you could say we had a difference in opinion. I left. Now, I'll live forever with this thing in my chest. Even though what I want more than anything is to see it destroyed.
I actually don't know where 2 is. I have a vague idea where 3 is. I don't know if 2 scrapes this side. I know this street's primarily for 6. I would have to think, though, that 2 would be just after the... Yeah, okay, so 2's actually in this square. They're in this very not deadly gazebo. Okay, why is it doing that?
Ludendorf's a hard town for anybody. The lucky ones get a roof over their heads and are not. Ludendorf's a hard town for anybody. The lucky ones get a
I've been having this trouble for a while now. I think it might be my mouse.
I grew up hard. And I doubt me mum and dad, rest their souls, would think much of the girl I am today, but that's life. Do your best and maybe you'll live to see.
Now, 3's on the way to...
Even if most of the time you're down in the muck.
The dire petrels are probably... Well, just like the ravens, they hit very, very hard when they crit. Oh, it's right here.
The first rule of life on the streets is everyone for themselves. It don't matter how well your mate's doing if you're down to the last tin of sardines. I joined the grave robbers because it was the only way I had to get some coins.
Now,
my back in the factories.
The
Me and the others?
enemies in Lamordia here are very much aggressive and very much visible. I much prefer Lamordia to Isle of Dread, where everything is quote unquote hidden, but it's so blatantly obviously there. But you have, even as a ranging character, you can't damage them until until you get into melee range and they get the first shot in. So, looks like 4 is going to be all the way on the boat.
People would tell you they want the bodies for all kinds of reasons. Organs, black magic.
Why is it?
Want to know about.
My mouse just flew all the way across.
If I have to dig up old Aunt Elga for those university bobbins to make a stitch job, then that's what I'll do. Money's money. And at the time,
I am getting a new mouse, but not today. Hopefully my mouse will be here soon. Along with my crackers. They didn't make this boat easy to get on and off of. So, not everything has more than one position out here in Lamordia as far as the journals go, but quite a few of them do still. So you're looking more in the area than one specific place. Oh, there it is.
one day a body snatching job brought me somewhere I'd never been. A grand old castle, filled to the brim with machines. There was a note on the door that said to leave the order in the lobby, but it also said to come upstairs to get paid. Got in the lift. Imagine having one of them in your house.
And because of the mobs are pretty aggressive, I think it's easier to do the slayers out here. Much easier. Get a good team going. Get a ranger or two. Get a couple of melee guys. You can activate and clear these pretty well. Creepy creepers! Looks like we've got one of our first rares. The Ragged Dandy. So if you're interested in crafting, they also did put a unique ingredient in the wilderness only. So you kind of have to do the wilderness a little bit if you want to take part in the crafting system. See, that's smart. That's good. That's a good, an incentive. Uh,
So I go inside the lab and come up to Viktra. She's got
there's
her
the
arm
sex
sitting on
journal.
her chest, and she says, "Give me the art." Now I knew she meant the one in the tank nearby, but I said, "I need to get to know you first." And you know what? She laughed. She got the funniest expression on her face, as if no one had ever made her laugh before. And that's when she looked up. "Who might you be?" she asked. The rest, well, I guess the rest was fate.
The Wax Museum. Those are pretty neat. There's a little ways to preview some of the stuff that's coming up in like some of the quests and some of the raids. Now one of the things about Lamordia is some of the buildings have fire escapes, therefore have rooftops, and therefore that's where they've put some of the content.
You meet a lot of people in my line of work, and they all have their own stories. Usually I just ignore them, but with Viktra, I couldn't turn away.
There's a lot more actual collectible notes I've noticed.
Things I'd never imagined. And she wanted to tell me all about it. When she explained her theories, her whole face lit up like it was the most important thing in the world. And, it was dazzling. When I spent time with her, I couldn't help but feel like somehow I'd made it.
Hey, we're already to 100. That's so much better than Isle of Dread. Isle of Dread just seemed too grindy. We didn't get this rare.
When I first told Viktra I loved her,
Number 8.
I thought she wouldn't say it back. But she did, in her own way. She got real quiet. And then
Can't have snowfields without ice elementals.
the mechanical arts she'd been working on. "See this heart?" she said. "Mind you, this thing don't bleed. It's a little cold. and she knows it can't do everything mine does. She puts it in my hand. Now, imagine this is mine, she says. There's no one else she could ever give it to.
I have the Vistani. I think 9 is by this longhouse. Could be wrong. There are quite a few more orange names out here too, which is good if you're plinking away for some easy renown. It's not a lot of renown, but it's easy renown. Okay. Maybe 9 is up top over here. Wait. Oh, right. This building. This Colonero one. It's usually up here. Never mind. Oh, he did it. Why can't I? I'm glad that you have to go up on the rooftops, but I'm also glad that they didn't go crazy with the rooftops. There we go.
Living with Viktra, well, everything changed. I didn't have to struggle anymore. I had a roof over my head. I had as many hot meals as I could eat. She took care of everything. But it didn't last. See, one day, I started feeling sick. Real sick. A wasting disease it was. I was slipping away. The worst part was, I knew that without me, Viktra would be all alone again. That was my last thought before I collapsed.
So it's a little bit like a loose spiral on the Ludendorf Hall side. Oh, there it is. I missed this. 10 is one of the few ones that's pretty fixed. It's almost always at the end of this collapsed.
Everything felt
Bridge.
new. The laboratory smells, the air I breathed, the sunlight through the window, and I was
11 is somewhere around this building.
The disease ran through me. But Viktra,
It does not look like it's down, so up we go.
in her eye when she looked at me. I couldn't place it at first, but I found out soon enough.
Yeah, my buttons are dying. I don't know if I can wait for my new mouse to get in. Just double clicking on me. That explains why now I've been having targeting trouble too. So yeah, you guys are getting the deep dive here. For the last couple of days I've had
This one lived, pumping
trouble.
my chest and breath into my lungs.
playing the game,
she called it.
and now I see why I'm losing focus.
And
Is
then I knew what that strange look meant.
the buttons on this mouse are going, and it's not an old mouse. It's, you know, it's like was what I consider to be a good mouse, a Logitech 502. I am trying a different brand though. The last two Logitech mice I've had have not gone the distance. 12 can be usually found around here, and today it's out here on the gazebo.
I wish I had been happy. I should have been happy. Everything
Whoa!
should have told me how the heart works.
Some deadmongers over here.
This thing, it drains the warmth of the world.
There are 13 of Elise's journals.
Lamordia gets.
The last one should be right around the bridge where you go over to find
Never destroy a precious.
Viktras.
So my only choice was to leave. Now, I wander this cold wasteland. The Isles of Agony, they call it.
So far, we had not good luck on the rares. So we're
Cabin I can hide in.
quite a few of them where I did not go up there, but we will check for the Cold Light Walker.
I'd hoped Viktra would move on. Stop searching for the unbreakable art.
Wait, which way do we go?
But now I know she never will. So here I'll stay.
The other thing I'm really impressed with Ludendorf here.
Finds me, they better leave me alone.
You can do a full run, and you can do the journals in order. That's the most maddening thing about like Waylone. You can kind of do the King's Forest. It really helps though if you grab 31 early though.
I always knew I was destined for greatness. Even as a child, I used my unparalleled intellect to gather a trove of medical knowledge.
There is one.
Narrow-minded dolts in the university looked down on me, simply because of my youth. No matter. I knew that.
This rare is not here,
Every one of
although I
them
think it
was
appears in more than one
knowledge.
place. Okay, I do think we've gone the wrong way. Yeah, I think we must because I remember 4 being up on a building over here. I like Lamordia for the fact that it had a lot more unique things in it. I mean, there's always going to be some recycling. Maybe at the Birdwatcher. Oh no! I love the petrels. Oh, two must be in the last spot. You were already almost up to 200. Now, the only problem I do have with Lamordia is also this is just not as many rares.
I did so well at university that I was given my own laboratory.
Two, three is almost always on top of the building.
To answer to short-sighted professors. With my newfound freedom, I began to investigate the most difficult question of them all. What is it that constitutes life?
Uh, Nope. I saw a glowy thing.
What is life? My flesh constructs were the first attempt at an answer. Artificial creatures stitched together from the fabric of living beings, they could do most, if not all, menial tasks. But there was something my servitors lacked. A spark. The deep connection in the mind that it
I thought I saw a glowy bit.
fully conscious beings. Without this spark, one cannot be truly alive.
There's definitely one there.
I sought to
Or
recreate the spark of life with my experiments, and I grew closer with each passing day. But I needed a constant supply of materials to further my experiments, a constant supply of flesh. So I started hiring body snatchers. A corpse is just the flesh that remains after death. What does it matter who they were while they were alive? Elise understood. That is how I met her. Elise was vibrant. Even after all she had seen on the streets, she never let the coldness of this world drain her spirit. She She was vivacious, the spark personified. And while we disagreed on some matters, she never let her personal scruples interfere with my work. At first, she just brought me bodies, but soon enough, we became much more than business partners.
Ooh, skeleton. There's no rocky beach down there. Seem to remember something right here, but so you can almost kind of think of this area a little bit like what do I want to put it? The demon web, and where the streets form the islands. So you should kind of check between each major street. There should be like one journal or rare.
But Elise, she became a close second. She was my confidant, a willing audience who shared my excitement for my theories, who
Hey, we have the patchwork beast.
So, when she fell ill, I simply didn't let her go.
Boris. Yeah, but if you're coming out here for kills, it's a great thing. Now, we might get Monster Manual because the big sale is on. I went ahead and used the 20% codes on the first three Monster Manuals. Lamordia is really interesting because it's a very neat mixture of good and bad sightlines.
Elise was wasting away. Nothing within the realm of traditional medicine could save her. For the first time, everything I have learned, all the knowledge I had accumulated, was useless. But I am not one to give up. If I could not prevent my Elise from dying, then I would find a way to bring Elise back to life. And so I conceived of the unbreakable heart. My first attempt performed the job of a natural heart.
Seems like if it's not on the roof and it's not in the box, it's on the porch.
It even managed to power a dog for a short period of time. But the true spark of life, that was still missing. No matter how hard I tried, a body powered by my heart remained a mere machine. Then I had an idea. For the first time, the only time in my life, I would ask for help. legend that speaks of a temple deep in the mountains. It grants your fondest wish if you manage to survive the path that leads to it. Together, Elise and I attempted the journey to this temple once, purely out of curiosity. Eventually, the way forward became too difficult, and we turned back like the rest. But after Elise died, I decided to take the path once again. Armed with new determination and new inventions, I vowed to make the temple's so-called dark powers unlock the secrets of the unbreakable heart.
I'm sorry about that. Kind of expected to find 10 right here. Usually it's behind there. Oh, there's some boxes. It must be over here today.
I made good on my vow. I reached the temple, I spoke my wish aloud, and the dark powers granted it. A short time later, I had created the unbreakable heart and implanted it into Elise. She was alive once more. Not
Oh, there's 11 over there.
She was fully, entirely alive, stronger and more vital than ever. In recent months, Lamordia has been stricken with...
All right, let's, before we go looking for 12,
snow, and each day the temperature drops a bit more. It has not
let's go check the rares I know that are up here.
After I created the unbreakable heart. Perhaps the heart needs to absorb endless energy and keep going.
Now, there could be a raid boss in there, so obviously, until we get everything else, we're not even
What will
touching
happen when I
that.
create more, I wonder.
Although he's manageable. We might come back and look for that. We did not get the ice flenser. So let's go check for the cold light walker. Ah, he's here. The Lost. I guess he has some friends. See, ranging friendly. I don't think that 12 would be on the other side of this one. It is not. I think it's this building. Would not be Lamordia if a couple of these things would not be on the roofs. It's been a while since we had a roof one.
Elise's reaction to the unbreakable heart was not what I had hoped. I tried to explain it to her, that she is a marvel of science, and my greatest triumph. But when I described how the heart worked,
Oh,
how it absorbed
boink.
heat, her face paled. She asked whether I planned to make more. I told her, of course I did. How could I not? I would just have to temporarily remove the heart so I could make copies.
Guessing since all the other ones were low, this last couple will be up top. Ooh, right in the middle.
Elise was silent for a long time. And then she said something shocking. That she was an abomination. She told me she was leaving. That if I truly loved her, I would let her.
And for numbers here, one extra one on this side.
Has gone from my greatest success to my greatest
Now,
torment.
inside here could be
It's as if some
rare, and you have to do it by jumping over this wall.
I must find Elise and reclaim the original heart.
So we have to go over these buildings over here.
Me with his demands for more services. Perhaps I can use his political connections. It can't be too hard to find a woman with a glowing device in her chest.
All connected? Yeah. You can just go. You can just go up if I, could move. We've got a duelist. A gallows speaker. But I don't think we got the rare. I think the rare is right in here. And of course, this is the quest. Yeah, it just pops you out. Okay, good. I didn't know if it worked that way. Now, I don't know if Lamordia has resets, but we can check that really easy by going to where The one rare we did not get on this side was offhand. I'm going to say no. So a pretty thorough pass netted us 284 kills. And now we are going to get up on our high horse and we are going to go try for the first of the raid boss rares. Okay, some of them do respawn because we definitely shot those guys. So maybe ordinary things respawn, but if the rare is not there, it's just not there. All right, we'll get off our horse. And we're going into the big cavern, looking for the raid boss. Yep, we got the raid boss. I'm gonna cheese him off. I'm gonna get him to try to drop in. Oh, that hurt. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, those circles will hurt all the way down here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is suddenly not going very well. And I don't have a heal yet. Nyax biting cold. It's already doing 25 points of damage. Yeah. We made a good effort, but we did not succeed. And I did not bind anywhere else, so it is the Walk of Shame. So with that, I'm going to call it for this video. We'll do a follow-up video where we go hunting the remaining rares, get some slayers, and maybe give those raid bosses another shot. So with that, I wish everybody out there a piece of good questing, and we'll see you next time.